Who knows at this point?
Just your thoughts on what's ahead for you guys.
Opportunity. That's the word that comes to my mind is, you're playing the Game 7 at home. We had the regular season we had. That's over and done with, but it got us this Game 7 to play in front of our great fans. And it's an opportunity to go and seize the moment.
Any update on your lineup, goaltender, anything else?
No, we're going to meet tomorrow morning and we'll finalize all that.
Any idea? I mean, Swayman, is he going to get the start, do you think?
What do you think? What would you do? I don't know. I'm not sure yet.
Jim, focus and attention to detail got you, whatever it is, 68 wins. And last night, the focus seemed to stray. The attention to detail wasn't there often. Hard for you to understand. What's the root of that?
Yeah, I think the root of it is it's the playoffs and everything's magnified. And I think we preach about staying in the moment. And for the majority of the season, the majority of this series, we've been able to do it. But there's times where I think for whatever reason, whether it's a coaching decision, it's save selection, it's, a puck decision, or it's a defensive decision, guys have not stayed in the moment. I think they've worried about making mistakes. And I always think safety is death. Like, now we're looking forward to what lies ahead of us. I woke up this morning and the first thing that came across my mind is, wow, I got a chance to coach a Game 7 at home. I mean, what a great opportunity.
We've rarely seen you mad behind the bench. There was one goal last night. You were irate. I think it was the tying goal at 5-5. What's going through your head there in terms of what's your frustration? Was it one play? Was it one sequence?
It's the lack of execution, right? Which I guess I've been spoiled. I haven't had a lot of moments like that where guys are, not executing. And it wasn't just that goal, right? It was a combination of 3 goals in a row that were very uncommon. And it's not one player doing it, it's different players at different moments, right? So that was the frustration part.
Are you surprised, frustrated that you guys haven't been able to find the game that this team can play?
No, because we have found the game that we know we can play. You look at the ozone time, I think we've dominated that part. Just for the majority of it, I think, I'm very happy with what our group has done. And I just have a lot of confidence in our group. So even though we were up 3-1, we're going into a Game 7, I'm not looking at what's happened. I'm looking at what's ahead and the belief I have in the people who are going to be on the ice.
Coach, if you did make a goalie switch,
Yeah.
what would be your reasoning for that?
Linus didn't make enough stops. That would be the reason
Okay,
to make a switch.
plain and simple.
Plain and simple, yeah.
That was going to kind of be my question. I mean, is there a degree of frustration? I mean, you guys put 5 good goals on the board, one that got called back, but to lose 7-5, can you just speak to that frustration that you weren't able to close that out?
Yeah. I think I said it last night too, when I'm behind the bench, I always look at the team. I don't look at individuals. Everyone's going to make mistakes. They made many mistakes. We made more mistakes, right? But you force teams to make mistakes. And when I look at the team, it's like, okay, we have layers to what we do. So one guy gets beat, why are we not shutting down that next layer, not shutting down what's happening? So I look at the team, and I just don't look at what did the goalie do, what did this defenseman do, what did that forward do? Because I think as a coach, if you're always relating to what's going on with your team, it's never personal when you address a player. It's about, executing what the team needs. And it's always a family first mentality, which is what the Bruins are about.
Jim, as you weigh potentially going to Swayman cold, other than 3 minutes, how does that factor in? Is there any regret about not maybe getting him a game earlier?
No regrets. Nothing good happens if you live with regret. If you make a mistake, you admit it, you move on. That's how you move on from regret. But I don't regret the decisions that we've made as a staff and that I've personally made for lineup decisions and who's been in nets. And when it comes to Jeremy Swayman, he is the most confident individual that I know. So he's kind of like, you give the ball, you know, to Clemens to go and win Game 7 on the mound. You're down in the last 2 minutes, and Tom Brady's got the ball. You like your chances. And if it's Swayman that's in nets, I have utmost confidence in him.
So no reservations about putting him in that type of situation.
No reservations at all. Just I had no reservations of putting him in Game 6.
Jim,
I decided to go with Linus.
Isn't the bigger issue there is no matter who it is, you can't play that game in front of whatever goalie it is and expect to win.
Yes, way to bring it back to team. Thank you.
I'm all about team.
There you go.
And
I
coach,
like it.
not to go away from team,
Last one for me, thanks.
not to go away from team, but I
Uh-huh.
mean, one of the things obviously the guys have preached throughout the season, they want to win one for Bergie.
Yeah.
Do you remind them of that, or they don't need to be reminded right now of what's at stake?
No. You know, if you're in the moment, you're thinking about the own detail. If someone's thinking about this is Bergie's last game or this is Krejci's last game,
It knocks
their
them off kilter.
their mind is in the future,
Uh-huh.
and that's no good for us. So players just got to dig into what makes them a special Bruin. We'll be fine.
Thanks, coach.
Thanks, Jim.